Well, I'm currently a chief executive. I would never have thought I would have got to this position starting as a trainee or apprentice back in the early 1980s. I'm not sure I chose it as a route at that time, an apprenticeship. I think it found me. They were very difficult times in the early 1980s economically. Jobs were scarce. I was umming and ahhing, should I choose a university route or a job? And just personal circumstances, I chose the job and began at a very low level in the then council. Lots of people watching this will be thinking, should I be choosing an apprenticeship at all? Should I be choosing one with a particular employer, such as the Flintshire County Council? And what I would say is what's on offer now is so far ahead of what was on offer then in terms of training, support, job certainty, career routes, general counselling and welfare. And my experience of the programme back in 1981, a long time ago now, was it did feel like quite cheap labour. Yes, you had a training and academic package, but I didn't think we had much support, counselling, guidance. You were very much left to find your own route and hopefully secure a job permanently with that council or another employer at the time. I think from my experience from today, my advice to anybody taking this route would be select carefully. Try and be clear about your career route. So select an apprenticeship, which is something that feels vocational. It could be business administration, horticulture, catering, leisure. It could be one of the trades. There are so many on offer, but try and project where you see yourself in 3, 5, 10 years' time and build a solid career. Some people are more ambitious than others. Some might want to look for a route that might take them into a senior management role. That's fine, but don't think too far ahead. Get the basics right in the first few years and go into it with confidence. And be impatient. Be impatient to learn, impatient to better yourself. So I'm trying to help people, I suppose, by contrasting an experience I had that wasn't so great in the early years with the experience of the current programme, which I know is far, far better. Thinking back on myself, I did secure a permanent job several years in. It wasn't particularly rewarding, but you have to live with the reality. In the early years, you're doing more perhaps mundane work at times. You are going to be working at a lower level of authority. You have to be a conscious learner that people will be wanting to advise and supervise you, and that's fine. That goes with an early stage of a career. But then I was very fortunate that I used the early experience to secure a really good job moving away with another council in the Midlands, Leicester City. And from there I didn't really look back. I started thinking about a progressive route. Some people ask me, well, did you then have a clear career path, step by step, where you thought you would become a chief executive? Absolutely not. I was in middle management, as they call it, for a while, and you had to be opportunistic. And then once for me a fantastic opportunity to move into arts and culture came along in my late 20s, early 30s. I took that. I learned so much about project management, commercial skills. It just changed my whole attitude to wanting to do things differently and at a high level. And then I began to get into a more progressive management route. So my own career path is not textbook. It's not typical. I haven't got a particular profession, trade or discipline. I'm very generic, which is why I'm trying to give people advice. I think try and choose something that is bespoke and vocational, that gives you rewards in a particular job area, but depending on your ambition can also be a platform to progress into more senior management at a later day. Because any senior management team you look at, including the colleges, will have a diversity of vocational backgrounds, and that's irrelevant when you get to the point of actually your management material. So anybody looking at this, good luck. Make your choices very, very carefully. Be clear about your career path in the early years, and be impatient to better yourself, improve and secure a good future.